Department. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Unfortunately, I wish it was under better circumstances. At about 3:45 this afternoon, Commerce City Police Department responded to a medical call in which there were an unconscious party. Upon an officer arriving, they made entry into an apartment, and inside the apartment they discovered 6 adults and 1 infant child. It was immediately apparently that while they thought that most of them were unconscious, one of the parties was awake and was transported by medical, and shortly thereafter they determined that there was also the infant inside the apartment that was also still alive, and the infant was transported as well. Unfortunately, the other 5 people inside the apartment were deceased. There were there were 3 females and 2 males that were deceased inside the apartment. What I can tell you, and again, this is in the infancy of the investigation, there does not appear to be any blunt trauma or any violent incident of any nature. Unfortunately, I don't want to speculate on the cause of the potential death. What we do know is the fire department came out and did a test for hazardous gas, and that test proved to be negative. And so the next step is we're going to make sure that the apartment is cleanly swept. We've got some folks coming out that are going to do that, and then our officers are going to apply for a search warrant and go in there and start to conduct their investigation. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of details due to the nature of the apartment is under. We don't want to send our folks in there if there's a hazardous condition inside, and so we're going to wait for that to be remediated before we start to conduct an investigation. And so on that note, I don't have anything. I can take some comments, but again, you know what I know.
I mean, did you say if there were any sign of drugs?
I'm sorry?
Any sign of drugs in the apartment?
There was some substance inside. We don't know exactly what anything is as of yet.
How do these people know each other? Do we know that?
Unknown.
How were they dressed?
Unknown.
So, Chief, some of the neighbors are saying that there are needles around the apartment complex. Some are speculating fentanyl. Can you talk at all about that? This substance that you found?
Again, I don't want to speculate because I don't know exactly what the substance is until the chemistry labs has had an opportunity to take a look at that. Again, there were some substances that could be described as illicit narcotics, but again, for me to speculate on that would be improper. I just don't know.
Do we know who made the medical call?
I do not. There was a person that reported it to us. That's how we get involved.
Do all 6 people live here, specifically in that unit?
We do know that some of them live in the unit. We do not know who all the people in the apartment are.
And what about those 2 that survived? How are they? The infant and the adult?
My understanding is the infant is doing fine. Just a routine medical checkup to be sure that it was safe. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl. And the adult appears to be lucid at this point and talking to police right now.
Were the infant's parents among the victims?
We're not sure.
Have family of the infant been contacted, notified?
We're trying to sort all of that out now. We haven't even been inside the apartment outside of a cursory sweep. So after that, they realized 5 people down. They immediately backed out and are waiting for the apartment to be cleared.
Do you have any estimate on ages of these individuals?
No.
I
Do
know
not.
the emergency response unit. What's the responsibility of that unit?
I don't know who you're talking about.
This big truck that pulled in?
That hazmat truck?
That's the hazmat truck?
Yes. Yeah. Again, we don't know what the substance is inside the apartment. So before we commit resources inside people, we want to make sure that they're not going to be harmed.
Officer, how about Latinos involved in this?
I'm sorry?
How about Latinos?
I'm not certain. I don't know.
So there's a total of 7 inside, 5 deaths
And an infant.
transported.
Yes. Any other questions?
When you say infant, how old do you think?
I believe they estimated the age at approximately 4 months.
4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And
Any other
just
questions?
One more question on the substance. Was it like a powder or a liquid?
Unknown.
Chief, how tragic is this situation? I mean, it goes without saying, but talk about that.
There are some people dead inside of an apartment and an infant lived. I hope the parents were not in there, but been doing this long enough, I would probably be safe to suggest that the parents probably were inside. And so for the infant, yeah, that's going to be a long time without parents. I wish I could give you some definites as to what it was that caused all of this. Again, I've been doing this for quite some time. I think if it is going to be illicit drugs, they were very, very bad. Because the impact, if it was drugs, no one was able to get to a phone and call 911 for a medical emergency. So it happened pretty quickly. Speculation on my part. Anything else? All right, very cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
We'll let you guys take this stuff off before I go walking away.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you
No,
so
no
much.
problem.